Guys, we are now 16 days away until the Switch 2 Nintendo Direct. It's going to be here before we know it. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's been an absolutely speedy month of March, already the 17th of March, so we just have a little over 2 weeks left. My hype for this show is becoming increasingly huge, and especially out of this piece of information about a specific game that's going to be shown off in the Switch 2 presentation. And it's a game that maybe you weren't expecting to be the game that I'm talking about, but this game apparently is going to blow every other one out of the water, and that's a quote from somebody that we're about to talk about. But before we dive into that, of course, we have the question of the day. This question comes from STX Yanov and states, what new mechanics and characters would you like to see in the next Super Smash Bros. Game? I've already talked about characters on a previous question, but I'll talk about the mechanics, where I really want this game to focus on the core cast of characters. You know, I wanted to rebuild the characters that we've seen and known and loved all this time, and give them new, updated, and revamped movesets, like we have with Mario, and Luigi, and Link, and Donkey Kong, and Samus, making them more like their modern counterparts and not their classics. That is really what I want from the game the most, so kind of like a soft reboot. But as far as what actual mechanics I would like, I want every character to feel like a DLC character. I know it's not necessarily a single mechanic for the game, but it's kind of a mechanic for every character. You know how we'd get a DLC character like Steve who can craft and build on the stage, or somebody like Hero who has like a list of 30 plus different magic uses they can use, or Terry who actually adds an additional move by using a back B. So I would love for even the base roster characters to have tons of unique properties, unique movesets, and mechanics specifically for them. So that's what I hope they actually do with the next Smash Brothers, and make every single character from the Mario and Luigi's all the way up to the Banjo-Kazooie's extremely unique. Once again, if you want your Switch 2 hype comment to be featured, comment the words hype in all cap, followed by your comment. Thank you guys, and on to the video. So apparently there's one game that's going to blow all the others out of the water for this Switch 2 presentation. And like I said before, it's probably not what you're thinking. It's not a Mario game, it's not a Zelda game, and it's actually not necessarily a new unannounced game. No, I'm talking about Metroid Prime 4. So this information comes from Kiwi Talks, and he's a game developer interviewer. He's interviewed over 100 game devs, and he's known for his Retro Studios / Valve and Bethesda interviews. And he has 8 million plus views on YouTube, so yeah, he interviews some of the greatest in the industry. And he actually had something to say about the Switch 2 Direct. He states, in less than a month in the Switch 2 Direct, you'll see that Nintendo and Retro were keeping their cards close to their chest with Metroid Prime 4 for this exact moment. The true unveiling will blow everything else in the Direct out of the water. But this was shocking to me because as a pretty big Metroid fan myself, like I literally played every single 2D and 3D game and even spin-off game, I wouldn't call myself a die-hard Metroid fan, but still, I recognize the games in all the games, and I can say that it is a fabulous series. But with that said, even with how good the Prime games are, I never expected Prime 4 to be one of the games that blew us out of the water out of everything else that they would show. I mean, that includes things like a new 3D Mario game that could be open world, or the next big Mario Kart game, which could also blow us out of the water with its brand new mechanics, or anything else that Nintendo has been working on this entire time. But no, it's a previous announced Metroid Prime 4. This game was announced back in 2017, which is the craziest part. So this game that was started off in 2017, undergone redevelopment, and re-announced just about a year ago, what was planned originally for the Nintendo Switch 1 is going to be the biggest thing of this show? It's kind of hard to believe. Don't get me wrong, the initial reveal trailer that we got for Prime 4 is really good, and it shows that they are keeping that same feel and formula to Metroid Prime. I don't think anyone looked at this trailer and got upset. It looks great, but there just wasn't a lot shown off. You know, Samus just casually walking around shooting things and, you know, scanning things with her visor and turning into a morph ball real quick. Didn't really give us a whole lot to go off of. Yes, Silex is here, which is great, continuing the story from Prime 3, but there's nothing else to really see. I mean, the closest thing we get to see of a new looking world is the planet that we get to see for a brief second before seeing the 2025 title card. And it kind of looks like it's going to be a massive area to explore, but we don't really get anything past past that. Now, do I think that he's wrong or being biased or like this definitely can't happen? No. I mean, I think Nintendo has a chance to do something really special with Prime 4. I think one of the reasons is because the other 3 games were stuck on past consoles for so long. I mean, Primes 1 and 2 on the GameCube and 3 on the Wii. I mean, clearly it's been a very long time since we've had a Prime game. I mean, this is going to be the 3rd console in a generation of skips until we've had Prime 3. So yeah, I think they are going to cook astronomically with Prime 4. And the fact that they really had recruited all of these major names from these past franchises and stuff like Metroid developers, Call of Duty developers, they're going to make sure that this game is top notch. So I have the utmost respect for this team and for Retro, and I have no reason to doubt them with what they have been doing with their recent games and even something like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is one of my favorite games of all time. But something that's so big that's going to blow every other game out of the water in the Direct is kind of insane to think about. Once again, knowing that they're definitely going to show us something with a 3D Mario game. How is this game going to win over fans over 3D Mario? Well, this game has to be massive. I would expect the worlds to be a lot bigger, a lot larger, and a lot more open. Not necessarily an open world Metroid game like I actually heard some rumors suggesting in the past, but something more like open zone, kind of like Sonic Frontiers, giving us more giant open areas to explore that then branch off into tunnels and secret sections within the map itself. So kind of like Talon Overworld from Prime 1, but an actual overworld to explore. A lot bigger area with more secrets to find and hidden passageways and just more exploration added to it. Maybe the scale of this game is so much bigger than we previously thought, and maybe there's something that we just don't know, which I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that we don't know, but something in particular that really makes us say, okay, this game is going to be huge. The only thing that kind of makes me mad about this whole thing is the fact that it's seeming less and less likely that we're going to get Primes 2 and 3 before this game even comes out. I feel like this will be a very big miss for Nintendo. I mean, for people to go out and buy Prime 1 as much as they did with the Prime 1 remaster and then just say, hey, this is a continuation of the story, but you gotta go play 2 and 3 on your own and go find those copies somewhere else. It's just crazy. Now, I would have to reboot my whole Wii U in order to play these games because I have the Prime Trilogy on the Wii. So yeah, I don't feel like doing that. You know what I mean? I want to play, you know, if I had to play Prime 1 remaster on the Switch, I want to play 2 and 3 on the Switch as well, and 4 on the Switch, or Switch 2 at least. So yeah, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, clearly they have been holding back for a reason. There's a reason why they haven't been showing a lot of this game and why we only got a small tidbit when we did in the summer of last year. So yeah, I guess Prime 4 is going to be a lot bigger than anybody else expected, maybe even being the biggest game of the show, which is something I definitely didn't expect. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. Do you think Prime 4 is going to be the biggest game of the show, even bigger than the next 3D Mario, Mario Kart, maybe even Animal Crossing, Smash Brothers, whatever else Nintendo might have up their sleeves for this show? Let me know down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. 16 days, guys. See ya.